African, Black American, whatever. When trolls come in space, like this motherfucker here, we kick him out. The fuck? We ain't gotta talk to this nigga no more. All right, thank you, sir. You just proved us you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You trolling, you trying to have fun. You
Yo, he
can't
left.
answer it. You said what?
He left.
No, he got his walking papers.
Oh,
Like, there's no point in having him on the stage. Like, yo, come on, like, we said this in the beginning. And even if you Black American, you like the other nigga that was up here talking that shit, we kicked him too. He was Black American.
yeah,
We not
you're
talking
right.
to no idiots tonight. Like, we literally trying to have an actual conversation. And if you don't know how to speak, that's fine. That's cool. Tweet your shit out. We'll read the tweets. But all this disruptive shit for the sake of being disruptive, no point disruptive. This shit is not cool, man. Like, come on, dog. We know the word economy. There's songs about it. Y'all call us this shit. Y'all tell us this shit when y'all mad. And we don't even trip on it. I don't trip on it. Don't phase me none. I mean, shit ain't gonna stop me from doing what I do. I just think it's crazy that's the sentiment y'all have or whatever.
That some have. Let's be fair.
Well, I'm saying
And
the
let
people that use the word. People that use words.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I'm only
and let me
referencing people
throw
that use the
this in
word.
here real quick. Let me throw this in here. So far, even though we don't agree on everything, this has been a pretty productive conversation. And I want to shout out everybody who, even those who still are not in support of or not feeling, getting along and talking and all of that shit. Shout out to y'all because the conversation has been pretty solid. April, Wani, everybody, Booby, everybody who participated was respectful, even if we ain't disagree. And I think that's moving the ball forward a little bit. We don't even have to agree when this is all done. But I appreciate y'all for this conversation being as solid as it turned out to be. Y'all go
I
ahead.
followed you,
No, we
Mercenary,
appreciate you
so
too,
let me
brother.
get my follow
Yeah,
back.
we appreciate you too. Like this conversation, what happened? And I just want to say, look, we don't always get along. I know I done pissed April off about 4 times this week, but she all right. She tough. She still love me. That's still sis. She be all right. She a tough one. But at the end of the day, bro, like I'm not above being wrong. And if I'm wrong about something, let me know. We have a conversation. You ain't gonna just tell me I'm wrong. I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, nah. You got to show me. I pride myself on knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. So you got to show me I'm wrong. But meaning no disrespect. I'm like, yeah. If y'all Pan African, grab a mic, but damn, please do not come back up here on that bullshit.
Already followed you back, April.
Go ahead, Wani, and then we'll go to Negro Jammy.
Okay. So,
Wait, is that wait? This is a black
Yes.
man? Oh, you know him?
um, I just wanted to give some pushback on Mercenary. He said, no one is perfect on either side. Yes, we are. Black Americans are perfect on their side because number one, we're in our country, minding our own business um, like we've always been. Wait a minute, like we've always been. We've done humanitarian outreach to all of these groups, and they have never reciprocated on anything, not even a minor detail, nothing. You can't get a citizenship here. You can't be in any discussions. You can't be in the African Union. We don't acknowledge you as a people. But if we have a problem, we're surely going to ask the Congressional Black Caucus to help. We're going to ask you to march in the streets for us, which we did, and boycott places that are abusing us, which we did, and tear down apartheid, which we did. And our people were out there boycotting and demanding sanctions when this country didn't want to do that. This country wanted the sanctions. They wanted the apartheid to occur in South Africa. We did that, but do you see South Africa doing anything or speaking about our issues? No, they're talking about Palestinians. That's what they're
Exactly.
doing. Wait,
Well, I will say this because there's a lot that's not being said here, and I want to leave that for another space because I have some information to fill in the gaps to make this story complete. But I'll leave it there for now. But shout out
I
to you though.
wanted to continue. So I'm perfect on my side. I've never even thought about these people, and they have been writing nasty articles about us and talking about our culture. So my issue is this: if they're seeing rap video or some show on TV where they see us engaging in violence, because I really didn't understand what she meant, because she said she saw us on TV and that's why they had a nasty attitude. But then she said they saw us on TV with gold chains. And so that was just all over the place. But if she saw us on TV having a problem, then should I take the same position and say, well, I see them on TV engaging in enslaving children, putting them in cobalt mines, chopping people up, having big pits of bodies? Should I be judgmental about people walking around with human body parts ready to eat? Should I have judgment on them when I see those things? Because if that's what they're doing, that's what I've decided I'm going to do. Because you're going to call me an akata. Akata, it has two meanings. The first one they say is cotton picker. However, the other meaning that I uncovered was they said that some Nigerian students visited Berkeley, met some Black Panthers, and began to call them panthers away from home or cats away from home, which was then animals away from home. But it is an insult. Stay away from the Akata is an insult. Cynthia Riva calling us baby mama Akatas is an insult. Lovey calling us, talking about, I would never marry this and that Akata.
They represent the worst of the worst, but go ahead.
So that's basically my position. If they're being told to stay away from me based on seeing something on the TV, then I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to look at the news. I'm going to look at the television. I'm going to look at everything, and everything that I see them doing. I'm going to make a calculated decision that I don't want to engage with those types of people that do those things.
Let me ask you a final question about that. And I'm sure you have others in here who share that sentiment. With everything you just said and your overall perception of Africans based on your experience and based on what you've heard people say, do you see anything worse or worth or any reason you should further entertain this type of conversation? Like, do you see any getting along with Black people from the diaspora in your interest, or you have no interest? Like, moving forward, like, how are you looking at this conversation?
I feel it's to the point where they would have to have something on a governmental level, because they've already had President Buhari said your behavior overseas is why people don't like you. He already said that to his people, to Nigerians. Your bad behavior and your criminality and you being in jail overseas is why people don't want you in their country. So I think they need to have someone on a high level to say that, yes, we have gone to the United States. Yes, we've run for office promising to get rid of Black History Month. Yes, we have come over and our celebrities have called them ethnic slurs. They thought they could get away with this, and we would just say, oh, well, we're all the same and they can get away with that. But they're going to need to do, for me to do anything, for me to change my position, they're going to have some government official or some spokesperson to say that that's not cool, to invade our reparations discussion, to act like we need to ask them for permission to delineate in our own country is outrageous behavior. And no, until I
How much
see
of this
a
is actually
province,
them? Because I'm not
they're
going to
at the
discount what you're
meetings.
saying,
They're at the
but this
meetings.
does sound pretty slanted, and it sounds like you're kind of broad brushing a lot of
So
these
you're
people.
saying
Now,
they're
I'm
not
not.
at the meetings? Those are
No.
celebrities
This
from
is not what I'm
Africa.
saying.
Those are
This is not what I'm
politicians
saying.
from Nigeria. Those are celebrities from Nigeria. Those
No,
are
but what I'm
people from
saying,
the diaspora
Wani,
on Narcan and Cobra
I
stopping
got
our
you.
reparations. These people are
I
in
got you.
my country stopping my reparations. I'm not
Exactly.
going to ever forget that, ever.
I'm aware of that. I get it. Although there's some things I can push back on, but I want the conversation to move forward. I just want to say this one thing. in listening to every word you said, as much as I'm not going to attempt to discount your own experience because I can't speak for your experience. There does appear to be a slant in some ways, and I'll leave it there for now. But still respect to you. Still respect to you.
Can I get in? Can I get in
Yeah,
for a minute?
Okay,
shout out to.
can I speak now
Hold on,
because I'm
one second.
waiting?
1 second. What? Hold on. I don't know who was that talking.
Right now it's King Vincent.
How you get back up
Pardon?
here? How'd you get back up here?
I just how do you say that? Push the button. Mic is on.
Shout out to you for that. Yeah, y'all is wild in game. Anyway, yo, just real quick. So shout out to one. Shout out to
Did he
Mercenary.
say King Vincent? That was crazy.
He was African King at first. I thought he went and changed his name and added a random profile picture. That's crazy. That was wild. I gotta give it to him. I would have never seen it coming. Went from my meddling eyes that work. But no, I just want to say shout out to Wani. Shout out to Mercenary too. I do think this is showing us we definitely need a part 2 of this conversation. And I think Mercenary should host the next time. Because I'm getting a lot of DMs saying that they don't like the fact the stage is full of FBA people. Bro, y'all can come up and grab a mic. Like literally, I don't care. Like, nobody's being disrespectful. Nobody's calling y'all your name. Nobody's saying anything negative. Grab a mic, but we not about to do all these cartoon pictures. We not doing that. So if you don't have your actual picture, you know this person?
Yeah, I heard Sivas speak before.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
He
Yeah,
Black
Can I get in for a minute?
American.
if they came
But
out,
everybody did come up, and those that did come up, like hard, they, and even it was so Black American, like they had to go. So, come up and have a real discussion. Don't be a pussy now. Have the discussion. Right, but many are not capable of actually doing that, Kanye.
yeah, no,
So
I noticed that. And we're not
yeah.
trying to center nobody. Like we're not trying to center nobody. And honestly, in most of Wani's submissions, she was responding to stuff that was outlandish that was said. And I really don't want to go around that. But I will say this though: if you are coming up here to have a conversation, please mind what you say,
Hey,
because we listening.
I
Go
was
ahead,
gonna
man.
say, April, I reported that tweet. Anybody laughing at that tweet, man, is out of line. I seen people making tweets about that tweet. Nigga, you out of line. None of that doxing is not funny, and it shouldn't be tolerated in this movement at all. At all. But yeah.
Well, I just want to say that Morgan is a horrible doxer. Okay, my name is not April Deneen Crawford. Right. So I ran across her in Clubhouse. She was telling people that I'm a bad mother, that I left my child with a man. He beat my daughter to death. She literally said that shit, right? So she is deranged. She is off of her medication because she is, certified. But that's not my name. I'm not 50 nothing. No, I am 45. Yes, I love to say that now. But that's not my name. So it's horrible. And the thing is people will run with it as if it is truth. I have joined several grassroots reparation organizations which require a background check. I don't have a record. Right. That's why a lot of people don't like me. And all you can do is lie on me because I've been doxxed before. Right. So it's not like there is nothing. I'm just a bitch to people who I'm not going to just, I'm not going along to get along. I don't need to be liked. I'm loved in real life. And that offends people. Those who are supposed to work with us and with me will. And those who won't, it's because you're not supposed to. And that should be okay. And people are very offended because I haven't talked to Morgan in almost 3 years. So she's pressed. Again, she's off her meds. And that's not me. So she's a horrible doxer. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
dox
do want to
people.
find who that person is though, because
Who
she
said
putting
that?
all that lady
Jay Dizzle.
information out.
Hold on one
Yo,
second.
that laugh April does when she talk, that shit tickles the shit out of me. I love when you do that. But go ahead, y'all.
Yeah. Her name is April Ask About Her Showers. I don't know if y'all didn't ask her middle name. Ask about her. It's literally that. You gotta ask about her. Right? You gotta say the whole thing. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. Okay, I don't know who's next, but Jay Dizzle did ask to go. I'm just gonna call you Jay.
Cool. No, I appreciate you having me up, and shout out to everybody that's in the space. Look, I don't want to get on any hatefulness. I just want to add some context to like why we delineate, why it's important, and
If it's a circular argument, we're gonna cut you off real
No,
quick.
this ain't about no argument. First of all, it was interesting that I forgot who it was that said that the reason why they look at us a certain way is because what they show on social media and TV.
All right, you going right to the circle. Just real quick. I just want to let you know, Jay. Wani did an excellent job covering that. Now, the person who made the statement is in this room. If you continue down this road, she's going to want to center herself, which we don't want to happen.
Okay.
Right? So if you can make any other discussion not based on that, because I promise you, Wani, you did a good job, right?
Yes, she did. She absolutely did. I was going to bring up one more point of that, but that's cool. We can move on. We can move on from that. That's all good. So another thing I was going to say was the Pan-Africanism doesn't work only because we're the only ones who really participated. As Black Americans, we're the only one that was really pushing for it for 100 years. If everyone else was on board like we were, we would be in a whole different situation right now globally. You know what I'm saying? So,
when he's done, I want to respond. Go ahead.
So, like, I'll put it like this. Look, everybody knows who Julius Malema is, right? South Africa economic freedom fighters.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So we rock with him. We love him. We love any African, any Caribbean who fights against white supremacy. We're all about it. We'll give you our support. We spiritually support you. We'll tangibly support you. We have nothing but love for that. We identify with that. You know what I'm saying? We'll give you your props for that. So now imagine me moving to South Africa, and I'm not rich, right? But I got 401k. I got some crypto. I got some things that if I was to sell my worldly goods and move to South Africa, I could live pretty good, right? So now imagine me doing that and then going on some white network and then telling my South African brothers over there that you guys just ain't working hard enough. Why are you guys complaining about economics and you don't like the Boers taking over your land? Why don't you just work harder? Look at me. I'm in a gated community with a new car. How come you guys can't do that? Then imagine me getting on social media doing the same thing. Because the fact is, a lot of these platforms, these sophisticated platforms, these griots, these world star hip hops and such, they only show the worst of our society. So that's why they see what they see out there. It's not us that's showing that. It's white supremacists and it's immigrants who literally profit off of showing the underbelly of our society. We don't have sophisticated platforms in which all we do is denigrate Africans or Caribbeans. We just don't do that. We root for Haiti 1804. We root for what's going on in Burkina Faso or whatever they're doing to kick people out in Nigeria and take their resources over. We don't go on their platforms or to their countries and start undermining them. So I know it's not all of them who do that to us, but I'll compare it to the good cop, bad cop, right? They're all good cops, just a couple of bad apples. But when the bad cops do what they do, the good cops ain't doing nothing about it. So we have to lump you in the same category until you show us something different. So Wani was right when she said, hey, I'll be more down with the situation when I hear people from the top who are aligning with us. And that's how I feel. Because when it comes to it, you have sophisticated platforms that are dedicated to disrespecting us. So until some of these immigrants who are really on our side, who rock with us for real, start checking the ones who are undermining us, then we got to see you guys all at once. And listen, innately, we don't hate you guys. We love you guys. To tell you the truth, it's painful to come to the determination that we have to delineate because y'all don't see it, or some of them don't see us the way we see them, or we don't see the fight and the struggle the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's really out of pain, and it's out of necessity that we have to delineate, because we have to purify our numbers, because this thing is global. This thing is political. And for us to be able to do what we have to do, we have to make sure everybody riding with us is with us, and we have to neutralize. The first line of defense for white supremacy is always people that look like us, even if they're from our own lineage. That's why we call out those who are detractors in our own lineage. We would have to do the same to those who may look like us in skin tone, but don't have us in their best interest. And a lot of times it's not out of ignorance, it's purposeful. They purposely undermine us. It's not like, oh, they're just ignorant, they don't know any better. They know better. They do it on purpose because they want that number one spot. They don't respect the fact that we have been fighting for our own rights. We've been fighting for human rights for melanated people globally. And they take that for granted. And then they come here and they side with our ops, and that ain't cool.
Got you. Let me quickly respond.
Oh, go ahead.
When I hear you guys or some people say Pan-Africanism is dead, it doesn't work, it's a failed ideology, blah, blah, blah. I get it. We all have a right to our perception, and a lot of our perception is based on some type of reality in our lives. But let me make this clear to a lot of you.
Go ahead.
From your perspective, okay, that's what you feel. More power to you. But what I would say, as a Pan-African, as a person who's linked up and who deals with people that are from the New Black Panther Party, and many others who hold up that RBG flag, I know it offends some of you guys. It's a whole lot of us, number one. And you can stand strong on being Black American, not deal with us. That's cool. We're not trying to convert anybody. Maybe there's somebody who said they're Pan-African and they said and did something that you now think represents Pan-Africanism. That's why I can't push back against that. But we don't go around trying to convert anybody. We just embrace Black people around the world who are like-minded. And Pan-Africanism doesn't mean move back to Africa.
I never said that.
Africanism, no. But a lot of people say that. I just wanted to throw this in there because a lot of people do say that. Why don't they just go to Africa? You know, all of these types of things. Pan-Africanism is used to describe Black people around the planet, not to focus just on Africa. So you can agree, you can disagree with it. We're cool with that, at least the people that I rock with. We don't try to convert or convince nobody. If y'all decide to move in a certain way on y'all side, we still throw up the Black Power fist. Do your thing. Do your thing the way you decide to do it. But we rock out our way also, and we're good. I think some people put a little bit too much energy on their opinion of Pan-Africanism versus laser focusing on who and what they are and what they're doing. We're good on this side. So I just wanted to put that out.
I think you.
Real quick, mercenary. Real quick. Again, not to everything you said, solid. However, when this thing first popped off, when we was talking about reparations and lineage base and things of that nature, the main people pushing back was the Pan-Africanists, and they weren't pushing
who
back.
Are these? Who exactly though?
You don't have me naming names,
Yeah.
but
no. When I say that, this is what I mean by that.
It's okay, man.
I'm not. We literally no, we're not doing that. It's not a one of those spaces where we start beef people. But just listen to me, bro. The main people pushing back on it was the older Black American Pan African people, right? Those are the main ones pushing back on us, specifically from New York City. And they're pushing back very, very hard.
And
right?
they call themselves Pan-Africans?
Yes.
Bad Democrats.
Okay.
Yeah, so
hold on. Let me look.
The Democratic Party has nothing to do with New Black Panthers or nothing. But go ahead.
I promise I'm gonna let y'all cook, but just let me just make my submission and then y'all can go back to doing what y'all do. I promise. Right? But and I understand where you coming from because you're saying, hey, me and my people don't be on that shit. Cool. But that's not how it was at first, right? They were the main one pushing back on us, calling us dumb, saying we stupid, and we're all Black people. And let's see how much the white man care about X, Y, and Z and all this other shit. Like those were the main people pushing back against us. And it almost was like a lot of people from around the diaspora was egging them on to go harder, and they were just doing it. They were doing it. Oh, we got people all around the world supporting us, and it's just y'all little niggas from X, Y, Z. So that's where this whole Pan-African thing became opposition, right? Because then they started rooting against reparations. Well, if it's not going to be for everybody, then nobody should get it. Saying stupid shit like that, right? And that's like the early days.
Oh,
so
I got you.
That's where a lot of this
shit
comes
I'm
from. So like a lot of the
against.
responses, and that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think we should have this conversation based in the old ways. I think we should kind of like, all right, well, what can we do to push you forward, right? And I really don't want to center people. So we're not really not going to address that other situation. But go ahead, April, and then we'll go on to I think that Negro because he had his hand up.
Yeah, and so I think a little bit of what he was saying though was missed, right? It wasn't like a narrowing in on Pan-Africanism or trying to convert people. Because again, as already stated, most of us, if you weren't Pan-African, you definitely was, we all Black. So the point that he was making is that we don't have entities or platforms where we are highlighting the negatives of other melanated people around the world. However, immigrants, which again, he did not point out Pan-African, come here, World Star, right? I remember when that started, I know that person, it's a Haitian, right? Even the things that's happening in Essence, right? Griot, these are all things that profit off of positioning Black Americans in a disgusting, uncultured way. Versus, as Wani perfectly said, our perfect asses, we have proven allyship to all melanated people of the world. All of them. It's the reason why the Palestinians are even. Where are the Black Americans, the Black American youth, the fucking white, he's not white, the Jew, Michael, whatever his name. Where are the Black Americans? Every time something goes up, when the Haitians came up on the shore, where are the Black Americans? You know why? Because Black Americans have always showed up for everyone. And so that was the point, is that we have always done this. We have not created a magazine to talk about all the shit that's happening in Haiti and Jamaica and Africa. We don't do that, but that is being done to us. And until those who are quote unquote Pan-Africans and want this global united front, and they're not saying anything to shut these devices down, right? To
Exactly
shut
what I was
down
saying.
World Star. That's the point. It wasn't about.
Well, you haven't run into my
Thank you,
post.
sis.
If you look on my pinned tweet,
it's not a campaign, right? It's not a campaign because we don't see it. Y'all need to get your marketing up then, right? Maybe, since everyone's focused on just social media. It's not just social media. People get in politics and tell us that we should get over slavery. Right? They've been here for 2 generations. Right?
And that person is a so-called Pan-African.
This
Is
is
that
not
what we're
all
doing
about
here?
Pan-Africans. The title says Diaspora. So stop
No,
internalizing this and that this is about
no, I
Pan-Africans.
asked that question for a reason, but go ahead. No problem.
I prefaced this before I started that this is not about Pan-Africanism, us feeling that you want to convert us. You can't convert us. We already been there. We already flew to Ethiopia to help
So we
can
move
fight
past
Africans, to help Africans fight against Italy. What are we talking about? We helped in South Africa. Literally, I remember as a child writing letters, doing can drives. We are the world. We have always shown up for everyone.
I get your point.
So that was the point that was missed. This is not a pinpoint, this is just period. This is how we are treated.
Well, I will remind you.
What we don't see.
I will remind you though.
See is
before
people campaigning against the Winston Sears.
Against time it's mentioned before I responded.
But I just was saying.
No, I just wanted.
I'll just close here. When you made your response, you responded not understanding what he said, right? It wasn't about conversion rates. Okay. It was about, we have consistently, at some point, we have to say, we can no longer remain in an abusive relationship with people because of the color of their skin.
I heard this 4 years ago. I know exactly what you're saying.
I also said earlier, we have plenty of allies, right? So again,
I got you.
We're talking about why we have to clean up our burning house. We can't do anything else.
I know all of the talking points.
This
I get what you're saying. Here's my point.
Because you responded to what he said and you didn't understand what he said.
Oh, trust me, I know exactly what he said, and I'm giving a reason to why I responded the way I responded. Because before this conversation here, I've been in plenty of spaces, and the way I've heard Pan-Africanism redefined.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me say this.
In,
A big part of Pan-Africanism is that you're supposed to work with the people of the land. You're supposed to work with the people of the land, and by majority, that isn't happening. Because I know what Pan-African, it ain't about moving to Africa, but it's about wherever you do go with other melanated people, that you work with them, that you work with fighting the government that
those
you
who
are
are like-minded.
right,
Absolutely.
and a lot of them, a lot don't. And that's not just, and I'm not saying Pan-Africans. We're talking about those who look like us. This is not about Pan-Africans, because most of them aren't Pan-Africans, right? But they are affecting our lives. Politically, again, this is about politics more than anything else, and y'all socially internalize this. Okay, I'll shut up.
Hold on. No problem. This is why I responded the way I did, because, like I said earlier, and keep in mind, I'm probably the only one representing my mindset in this room, but I fear nothing. I don't have a problem being
much
here.
Much respect, by the way.
But let me say this. What's that?
I said much respect to you, by the way.
Oh, because at the end of the day, you're still black people, and that's and part of my goal is the fight for our freedom, justice, and equality. Part of the reason why I responded the way I responded, because before this space, I've been in several spaces attempting to, again, not convert anybody or anything like that, but just to promote more constructive dialogue. I don't care about the thumbs down. You can shove it up your ass, whoever that person is. But my goal was always to promote productive and constructive dialogue. We don't have to be each other's best friends. We don't have to go to the cookout or have a drink or no shit like that. But I think we can all move forward in a more effective way, even if we don't share ideologies. It's not far-fetched. So whenever I would be whenever I've been a part of these conversations, I would often hear people say over and over and over, and I apologize to the brother, I didn't mean to put this on him, but I've heard over and over and over and over, and I guess that's what triggered it. Why don't you go to Africa? Why don't you, well, no, we're not moving. I ain't no, like all of the extra stuff that has nothing to do with it. If you check my pinned tweet, you'll see the new Black Panther Party and another, and some other groups that I support, which is the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, the African American Rifle Association, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of these are different.
Huey P. Newton Gun Club.
Yeah, and it's another one too, and there's quite a few, and these are the type of groups that I rock with, that I support. The Nation of Islam. Although I'm not Muslim, I'm gonna land on this. Hold on. But I'm gonna land on this.
Your mic is causing his the static out, bro. That's why I keep muting your mic. But just wait till you finish.
Yeah. But I say that to say that after hearing all of the different perceptions of not only what people think Pan-Africanism is, but a lot of times I've also heard people label certain people in the Democratic Party, including the Congressional Black Caucus, and people like that, of that ilk, and they would put the Pan-African label on them. And the first thing I would think to myself, what kind of revolutionary groups or rhetoric or any history are these specific people involved in outside of being people from a political party? So all of these past conversations kind of led me to respond in that way. So my apologies to the brother for possibly misreading what you're saying, but I think in many cases, and I think it's going to continue to go on, people are going to continue to mischaracterize what Pan-Africanism is and what we're about, unless you're talking about some other group that calls themselves Pan-Africans.
All right, let me say this. Let me say this and get out the way. Let me say this and get out the way.
Man, y'all's cutting up. There's hands up and everything, bro. Like, I understand y'all want to go and y'all eager.
Well, he was speaking on what I was saying.
You got 30 seconds, bro, because we got hands here I'm trying to get to.
All right, so just for context, look, I was the regional commander, the Western Regional Commander of the new Black Panther Party under Hashim Azinga for years, so I understand what Pan-Africanism is. My opinion is I don't even hate Pan-Africanism. I think it's a beautiful idea. I just think for it to be effective truly, you have to practice nationalism first. So we have to delineate and understand what Black nationalism means for us first. If Nigerians were doing the same and they were looking out for their best interests and they were fighting against the oppressors and the puppeteers there, then they would naturally be in the same spirit and the same side that we're on. So if that happened globally, you know what I'm saying, where every oppressed melanated person was fighting against the oppressors where they're at in a nationalistic way, they would naturally be in cohesion with us. And Pan-Africanism then perhaps could actually work.
One more thing. You know who Dr. Chiambori is and PLO Lumumba and these others? You ever heard of these people?
PLO Lumumba, was he part of the New African?
No, he's over there in Africa right now, if I'm not mistaken. He's in Senegal. And you got Dr. Arikana Chiambori and many others who are Pan-Africans on the other side. But I don't want to push it too far. We can have a future conversation about that. But for the sake of the room, we can move forward. But we can come back to that conversation in the future.
Yeah, I just want to say, Jay Dizzle, I'm thoroughly impressed. I literally put the timer on you. You was 29.33 seconds. That is some impressive control. I was about to say that.
Shout out
just to lighten the room.
And shout out to April. Shout out to April for hearing me what I was really saying and articulating that maybe better than me.
No, facts. I got you. But let's not forget here, right? He does have a point. He is literally the only Pan-Africanist on stage right now. So it's like, and I know.
Well, slow down, Kanye. I'm not so sure about that.
Well, hold on. If you are,
I'm gonna put my hand up.
All right, shout out to you if you are. Well, my bad. We didn't know. But I will point out, as April said, I ain't gonna tell nobody, but she is an ex-Pan-Africanist. And also myself, I have friends all over the continent. I have my best friend on the app is from Haiti. Right, it's my dog. If y'all ever come to my spaces, y'all see him. He's still with the co-host with me, but he is not against the movement. Like, he supports the movement. Right, I just don't call it Pan-Africanist. I don't want to be confused for people who are. But that being said, we do have hands. I want to hear what that Negro got to say. Hopefully it's good. It's been 2 hours. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Yeah, doing good. I first and foremost, I want to say I'm a reparationist. So I literally saw the non-confrontational part and actually being able to gain some knowledge from it. I saw